You know what's interesting is that everyone knows who you're talking about when you talk about the ideal mother who juggles. Hang on to your hats, everybody. Hello, Biggie, you're so soaking wet. Let me just holler up to Peter to help you, Sierra, because you will not be able to keep them on. Hey, bro! One moment, everybody. Oh, please.
Yes. All right, let's go together.
I think my fascination with gendered labor began as a kid, watching my parents juggle the responsibilities of the household. I mean, there's a lot of joy, but there was a lot of stress and tension trying to just get through the day of, dishes and laundry and that kind of thing. And how isolated families are to kind of manage these systems alone.
They look beautiful.
We didn't ask neighbors for help.
We did the whole puzzle.
We didn't have people dropping snacks off. I took that through to grad school, and while I tried to take other degree programs, I kept writing about the same thing. I kept coming back to this kind of unpaid labor burden that's gendered and that's feminized and also racialized. But also, I think, the emotional consequences of the load.
Good girl, April, good girl.
Women still do more unpaid work around the home, even as they work for pay.
Then walk this way, okay? Sit out of the parking lot.
Women do more pickups and drop-offs, they do more chores, they make it all better when things go sideways with kids. I want to know why we do it if we know it's unfair. I got stuck in this problem myself. I was married to somebody and we agreed to share things 50-50 and it was 90-10 at times. My grad school research was on representations of mothers in the popular sphere, and I decided to write the book, Juggling Mother, when I had a baby and realized how stuck and entrenched, how stuck I was to this dream of this, have it all. The book is about how we understand mothers to be ultimately capable at two irreconcilable jobs. The juggling mother who works for pay and does more than her fair share of unpaid work in the home and experiences related stress, anxiety, and depression as a result. But also what I found in looking at the representations in popular media like Working Moms and Bad Mom and popular film, she also leaves other women behind.
So you guys never say no?
No.
She's able-bodied, she's capable, she will joke about how stressed out she was, but she'll never actually drop the ball. That's where the title came from. She's unfairly burdened and also stubbornly attached to this ideal. But I realized that I was in the middle of that. I would say things to my partner yeah, this is really unfair, but I'm totally gonna crush everyone.
We are not there. We've gone backwards in a way.
That kind of secret desire to be better than everyone else. It was a really unhealthy, anti-community kind of place to be. When I first became pregnant, I remember feeling this weight on my chest, this sort of sense of needing to keep everyone together, be always thinking about the running kind of family to-do list. When I get home, dogs will probably need another walk. And I don't think mothers in our culture are taught to view their own needs as important, especially when they're keeping young people alive. Especially because this was happening in the pandemic. Our schedule was on a notepad on the kitchen table that was we divided the day into 1 hour segments, including when the kids would get screen time and when they'd have to be outside and working out and try to be eating well and keep all of these goals alive at a time when I think something had to give. I actually just hit such a wall that I could not get out of bed. I went to the hospital and was like very iron deficient, realized I hadn't been eating well or caring for myself like at all, like lost a bunch of weight, and yeah, we needed to make a change because I realized like I don't know how long I will be able to sustain this. Like, can I live? It felt like my body gave up on me, like, or sent me a signal that was like, I need to find a balance of moving my body enough, getting out of the house enough. You know, you have to take what you need sometimes. Imagine alternative kinship, different ways of relating to each other, different ways of relying on each other. Get to know your community, get to know the needs of your neighbors, and learn how to kind of like serve and care in these like micro local ways. I first started with Peter, my husband. I do less now at home than he does. I called Peter's parents. We need some help with the bedtime routine and the dogs. Can you pick up my daughter, bring her home that night? Also recently reached out to friends nearby. Can I ask you to like do something with our kids once a month? And they were like, sure, yeah, anytime. That felt awesome. The thing I imagine, like the utopian vision I have for families, just living well together and not having these like intense feelings of guilt when we ask for help, or shame if we feel like we're going to fail. It's really about human connections over paid labor and success.
I have this really cool place, and there's so much rocks, and
I'm doing something that other people have always been forced to do to get their extra needs met, or don't have the option to do. For many people, it's a necessary way of life because our social welfare state does not provide for families. Like, that's just the reality. This is an opportunity, I think, for people with more power to shuffle it around a little bit. That simple kind of shift in mindset might actually have huge implications for the way we can live together across communities. I think we'd all be feeling some hope.